almost shifting to a flat organization. And that also means the reporting relationship, the manager-subordinate relationship will have a strong impact, not by how many people report into me, but how do I manage them, right? So that's also going to change significantly. And startups are good examples around this. If you look at any startup today, their org structures are pretty flat, and the reporting relationships are there, but it's largely a collaborative environment that is being used to accomplish the organization goals, right? So that's the next area. For all of us who manage teams today, the way we manage the team and the way we give them gyan whenever required, that will also require to go through a change, right? So the skills that are working today for leaders and managers will also require a fresh look from a skill competency perspective. Collaboration is going to be the theme of the future, and how better can I collaborate with my workforce? That is a skill that every manager and leader will have to acquire. Yeah. It will also have culture impact. Work we have already spoken, it will also have culture impact, right? The next generation of workforce, by default, is very technology savvy, and they are pretty fast. So they don't like those long process delays that happen. They don't recognize process models like CMMI, ISOs and so on. They want to just get their things in time. So this will bring a lot of change in an organization from a culture perspective. Right? And last but not the least, our own education sector. Now when I say education sector, it's a little broader one. I'm talking about the way the students are learning in schools, colleges, and the way we are developing them in the organization. The entire spectrum will change. And we will have to look at it more objectively now. And I was having a discussion with Narendra just a few minutes ago. We as the people who are in the organizations, in the entrepreneurship, need to project, need to proactively understand what the next generation wants and start building our capabilities to address those needs. They may not even tell you what they want, but if it is available, they are the first to buy it. Right? Look at Ola application on the smartphones that we have, or the Uber application. No, they never told you that I want an app on my smartphone, but someone read it well beforehand, made it available, and you see that, at least I see nowadays in my building, maximum people who are bachelors and a little above it, they are using Uber and Ola again. Stand somewhere, press the button and the cab comes. Now I also follow that. Today I came by Uber. Right? So what I mean to say here is, we all, including myself, will have to really proactively discuss, brainstorm something that the millennials will require. And as Narendra rightly shared with me, we will have to look at it from their perspective rather than from our perspective. I think that's where the shift is. And if we get that right, our products, our services, other offerings will be more in tune with their requirements. Does this make sense? Right? If we don't act on it, it will be a widening gap. And at one point, we are likely to fail. So it's also a flag, it's also an alert that if we as a, not as a Seed Infotech alone, but everyone who is in this profession, we need to start acting now. Right? I have restricted the slide only to few sectors, few segments of the business. There are many more things, like the governments will have to relook at the policies that the HRD department of Government of India makes for them. There will be a huge impact there as well, right? And so on and so forth. Does it make sense? Yeah, okay. Okay, so let's quickly catch up on where do we sense an impact in terms of an organization. So I won't be reading everything, we have spoken about it a bit already, but some key points I want to highlight. Digital environment or digital economy is going to be the main driver as well as an expectation by the next generation workforce. Right? So the more the organizations are digitally enabled, the more you are a preferred employer for a next generation workforce. So Facebook's in the enterprise, Twitter's in the enterprise, and many more to come in the future is all going to be a regular expectation from a next generation workforce. Remote working. People don't want to come to office every day. They want to have the flexibility to work from home as and when is required, but come to office to finish their work, complete their meetings or some deliveries, and that's it. Right? So that's the next area where people are having expectations. My company uses software robots to replace some of the finance processes today. So we don't have people, we have software robots to do it. Right? And we don't know whether we will also have physical robots in our offices instead of office workers serving teas and coffees. Right? So this is one big segment in itself, but the impact is visible, and the organization will have to enable itself in a digital way in order to be a preferred choice of a millennial. Right? Another area which I want to highlight here is the nature of job. What we have been doing traditionally, those job descriptions will also undergo a major change. Right? There are a lot of, that we focus a lot of on verbiage today when we give a job description or when we set the KPIs also. This is going to change because now the next generation of workforce is mostly result focused. They want to know right now what is it that you expect from me, rather than giving you a big story, this is how you will grow in this organization. So we are actually shortening a lifespan of a knowledge worker in an organization, and what it means is they will engage with you for a small period of time. They will deliver probably the best of the services and products, but they may not stick to you for a longer time. Right? Because they get bored. And that is why there is an impact on the kind of job they do. If the job is challenging them, if the job is something which they are passionate about, they will stick along with you for a longer time. But if the job turns monotonous, if the job is more repetitive in nature, they are likely to lose interest, and we will have to handle those attrition cases. Are you with me? Yeah? Okay. Compensation we have talked about. Engagement, another big area in itself. The way we engage our employees today may not work in future. So right from culture, if you read some of the articles available on the internet, the next generation of workforce is looking to work with those organizations which are more socially responsible. And what it means is the organization has to continuously demonstrate and practice corporate social responsibility in order to, again, attract the right talent for their organizations. Right? And last one, we are already riding this wave of analytics, but innovation bundled with it. What the millennials are expecting is, let me create something for you rather than you doing it for me, and I'm working on it for you. They want the command, they want the control. They are willing to spend hours of work to create something of their own. And supporting that would be the technology of analytics, which will provide you and them the necessary intelligence and other supporting data so that they know what kind of consumer trends are there in the market and what kind of products or services need to be created around that. Yeah? Okay. So quick capture from available data on the internet. On remote working, you can see the graphs. People are expecting more and more opportunity to work remotely. On the second capture that I have, you will find that